Welcome back, strangers. I'm Ethan with The Strangest, and tonight I'm joined by my lovely wife, amazing wife, Rebecca, who wanted me to watch and review the 1956 horror thriller, The Bad Seed. Why did you want to watch it, Rebecca?
I just remember watching it with my mom because she loves crazy stuff like this, and I remember that it was really old but still a really crazy movie.
So where did you first see it? Did you guys rent it or see it on like TV?
No, it came on TV, and I've been trying to think of what that would have come on, so I don't know if that came on like Turner Classic Movies or some type of like sci-fi channel before that became a thing. I don't know, but I remember being like 7, 8 years old watching this movie.
Well, the plot is a housewife suspects that her seemingly perfect 8-year-old daughter is a heartless serial killer. Oh, where can people find to watch this? How did we watch it?
You can rent it for I think $3
Okay.
on Amazon Instant, whatever they call that. Yeah.
The movie is based on the 1954 play of the same name, which is based on the book, which is also named The Bad Seed. So people really latched on to this story, which has been adapted several times. It was remade in 1985 as a television movie, and again it was just remade in 2018 as a Lifetime movie, starring and directed by Rob Lowe.
How is he starring in it? There's like not really any men.
He probably
That's
plays
why I
the
think
dad.
this is questionable. Because when I was looking it up, trying to find like free ways to watch it, like on Netflix and stuff, I found a Bad Seed movie that had Norman Reedus in it that is not even anywhere close. Are you sure those movies are the same thing?
No, I mean, he's just a bad seed in general. No, I don't know.
They're probably not the same movie.
No, definitely not. It would have come up in the little bit of research I did. What do you think of the acting for the movie made in 1956?
I mean, it's pretty decent. The little girl does a great job of being crazy.
Yeah. Well, you know why? Because most of these actors were actually starred in the Broadway play that ran for 334 performances. The mom and the daughter.
The way they like introduce it, I could see that this came from Broadway, because like the way they're, I don't know, the like way it starts, it made me think that. And then it says based on the screenplay or the play by whoever and the book by whoever. So it already told me it was a play.
Yeah.
So I'm not surprised that those are the people from the play. And then the way that it ends, like their credits is exactly like how a play ends.
Yeah. So the lady who plays the mom was nominated for a Tony when it was on Broadway.
Nancy Kelly.
Yeah.
She did a good job.
Yeah. And,
Also crazy.
and then Patty McCormick, who plays the daughter.
Very crazy.
Yeah, she was actually nominated for an Oscar for this movie. Yeah. And it's a movie.
Who won though? Like what movies in this time like outperformed that?
I don't know.
Just curious. I need Dotson.
It's a pretty crazy movie that I've never really heard of. Like, it's really good. It's almost like a Hitchcock movie. So he was actually offered to direct this movie, but he turned it down.
I didn't think Hitchcock was making movies at this time, because I was telling Ethan when it ended, I asked him if he liked it and stuff, and he said yeah. And I was like, it's pretty crazy. Like the whole story concept and stuff is pretty crazy for the 50s. I was telling Ethan I didn't think Hitchcock had started yet, so like to have something this dark during a time of, you know, other happy things, I don't know what they are, was Singing in the Rain a thing yet? Probably. Like, you get that versus this. Very different.
Yeah, and at the end, it really ends kind of like a Hitchcock way. It says, like, don't spoil the ending
Yeah,
of this
no
movie.
spoilers,
Yeah.
please.
Yeah, like, we know this is
Yeah, it literally has a card. It's like, please don't spoil this for people. Thank you.
So do you consider this more of a horror film, or is it more of like a drama thriller? What did you think when you first saw it? Were you scared?
Mm-mm. No, it's definitely like a psychological movie, like a thriller type thing. I won't call it a horror movie, which was what I was telling Ethan when I told him that we should review it. And I was like, I don't know who's going to watch this review. No one's ever heard of this movie. It's not a scary movie. But he agreed to watch it, so here we are.
No, I'm really glad I did. I really liked it. Definitely reminded me of a Hitchcock movie, and just seeing how they did it, like old movies like that, it's really good. But would you recommend this to strangers on the internet to check out?
Yeah, definitely. Especially since you can get it for $3. And that's the SD. HD is probably like $2. Like, it doesn't cost very much to rent it. I mean,
Yeah.
You should watch it. It's crazy. Don't look up the spoilers. Just watch it.
$3 for 2 hours worth of entertainment. Definitely do it on
long.
Amazon. Yeah, it is long.
It's a lot longer than I remembered it being. I thought it was only like an hour and a half. It's like 2 hours and 9 minutes.
So this movie actually has unofficial sequels. They were never.
Does it?
Yeah, it does. Yeah. So the first one was a low budget movie inspired by the film that has Patty McCormick, who played the little girl. It's the film Mommy, in which she played a psychological mother. So basically, how she would have ended up. Critics hailed her performance and deemed this film the official unofficial sequel. Another unofficial sequel is a Lifetime movie called The House of Deadly Secrets, also starring Patty McCormick.
Killing it.
Yeah. And then there's finally another one, the 1993 film The Good Son, which is partly inspired by The Bad Seed.
I've seen that, yeah. I can see it. But it's also just like, good kid goes bad. Like, anything could be said to be related to this movie when it's good kid goes bad. There's a lot of movies like that.
I mean, I think
The Omen. The Omen is like this movie.
Yeah, that's why I'm surprised I haven't heard of this movie before. You would think that like this would have laid the groundwork for a lot of movies after it, so you would hear it referenced a lot more.
Yeah, I don't know. It probably, if Hitchcock was working at the same time as this movie, Hitchcock probably just overshadowed it. Like, when did Psycho come out? No one's talking about this once Psycho comes out.
Yeah, this gets thrown in the bin. This is like the discount Hitchcock knockoff.
Yeah, so I mean, I could see a lot of people not hearing about it when you've got stuff like that going on at the same time.
Yeah.
Still good, though.
All right. Spoilers. If you want to watch this before or after,
you should go watch the movie first because you should be surprised. Little Ethan here had already spoiled most of the movie for himself, getting the script part together.
I actually hadn't.
Yes, you had. You can't fool me. He already knew some stuff that had happened. So, watch the movie first, then come back. So, go watch the movie first.
Yeah. Well, the movie, actually, I really liked how it dealt with nature versus nurture.
Yeah, we didn't talk about that. Yeah. They had a lot, it has a lot of psychology stuff in it. Like the landlord for the apartment buildings that they live at. What was her name? Mona? No. Something with an M.
Yeah, I don't know. The aunt.
Yeah, Breedlove was the last name. She talks about meeting Freud and being looked at by psychologists from London to New York or something crazy, and she tries to work with correlations and stuff with the mom, and it's like very psychology driven throughout the whole thing, and it is a nature versus nurture. So when Mrs. Breedlove is trying to psychoanalyze the mom, she gets to some correlation of her dad, and then through talking about that, confides in her that she thinks she's adopted, and that she's always felt like she was adopted, and she didn't think that her parents were her parents. And lo and behold, that is what had happened. Her dad was like a writer, I guess for like a newspaper. I don't know, he wrote about murderers.
He was a true crime author, and then he eventually went into just normal journalism after it got too dark.
Yeah, and he was investigating this lady who killed with a bunch of different poisons, and she's talked about more than once in this movie, and apparently the mom's related to her. Which makes the mom go crazy of, did my crazy daughter inherit this from me?
And it also talks about the whole like changeling theory, the idea that you were adopted or replaced and you don't belong in your family. So
yeah, they didn't talk about that part a whole lot.
I mean, they mentioned it several times, but it turned out she really was adopted, and her real mom was a serial killer. So is there some sort of bad blood, bad seed? Whole plot of the movie.
That bad seed was planted in the daughter.
And also, you could almost say like this is a whole mental health thing that kind of carries over.
Yeah, so. This was definitely before people like really were talking about mental health at all.
Yeah.
Hysteria, women need to orgasm to not be crazy kind of stuff in this time period.
Yeah, the main thing they said, like, it's a 1 in a million chance that, like, chemical dysfunctions in the brain are hereditary that you actually pass it on if you're chemically deficient. So.
Little did they know.
I mean, it happens. So, the original ending had Rhoda surviving and her mother dying. In the movie, Rhoda dies. She gets struck by lightning. How's that justice? It's like God got her.
Yeah. I think it'd be more messed up if the mom died and see little Rhoda skipping around in the halls, still alive.
Well, that's what they lead you to believe until
Till
spoiler
the end.
alert.
Yeah.
And it makes you. I like the idea of Rhoda living too because it's like her dad doesn't know exactly what went on, and the grandpa
he has
only
no
has an
idea.
idea. Yeah, so it's a dark ending. So that's probably definitely how it should have happened.
Yeah, I mean that might be. Did it say that that's what's in the book?
In the play, the mom dies. Rhoda lives to kill again. So, which angered Broadway audiences over that they were almost literally ready to kill someone supposedly by the curtain call. So at the curtain call where Christine, where the mom turns Rhoda over her knee and spanks her, was given away. It was like a way to break the tension, which also shows up at the end of this movie.
Yeah, it's
which
like
is
the
kind
last
of
thing
odd.
you see.
Yeah.
Yeah, she just like, I'ma get you, and then she just snatches the kid and spanks it.
Yeah.
Just like, okay, ma'am, that's fine.
It's meant to give you a laugh after this heavy movie, so you're just like, that's a good way to end on. Comical.
Yeah.
Yeah. Strangers, have you seen or watched The Bad Seed? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Definitely check it out if you haven't seen it, you've already watched it. It's worth the 2 hours and $3. It's awesome.
Or $2 if you want to watch SD.
Yeah. Also, let us know if we should keep doing these retro horror movie reviews. We'd like to do it. We've done some regular reviews. This is the first retro-y one.
Yeah, the next one that I have to watch that's a retro movie is Whatever Happened to Baby Jane, which I think Ethan will also like if he doesn't look up all the spoilers and stuff of that movie. Although that's not nearly as crazy and twisty and stuff as this, it's still pretty crazy. And it's also in black and white, pretty sure.
Yeah.
So let us know if you have any other movies you would like for us to watch. They don't have to be old. We watch current movies also. So whatever y'all want to see us watch and react to, let us know.
Yeah. And please hit that like button. Maybe share this video with your friends on the internet, social media, whatever. It really helps us out so much. We greatly appreciate it. And as always, stay strange.